So today, we will talk about Roche Holdings Company and why should the company grow its investment in Israel. Roche was founded in 1896 and quickly became one of the biggest biotechnology companies in the world. In this presentation, we will talk about the company's action and the relevancy of investing into a development center in Israel. We will review a variety of aspects of possible competitions, security and political aspects, regulation problems, and even advantages in the local market. But first, let's talk about what is Roche Holdings. Roche Holdings was founded by Fritz Hofmann Roche and became one of the world's leading provider for diagnostic system solutions for clinic, labs, and doctors' offices. The main headquarters of the Swiss company is located in Basel. In its first steps, Roche specialized in making vitamin supplements, and in 1934, it became the first company that's ever produced a synthetical vitamin C. In 1954, Roche established a successful company called Pantene and later started making a new family of sedatives. The company was in charge of producing antiretroviral medicines and different HIV tests. Within 2 years after the FDA approval of those tests, the number of HIV casualties dropped from 50,000 to only 18,000. In 2020, the company received an FDA approval for their SARA COVID testing that can diagnose between 1,400 and 1,800 sepals within 24 hours. And according to June 2021, company's net worth grew to $71.7 billion. The company works in a variety of departments: diagnostic, medicine, and research. In the diagnostic department, the company works on a wide range of devices and rapid, reliable tests for disease testing and diagnostic laboratories. In the medicine department, the company manufactures cures for cancer, viral infections, metabolic issues, and more. And in the research department, the La Roche Holdings produces devices and test kits for use in the research markets.
So, why Israel will be a great location for Roche to settle in at, you ask? Israel aspires to import big businesses in order to increase its GDP. So the Israeli government has decided to encourage international companies that operate in Israel with huge tax discount that can get as low as 6% income tax. That's incredibly low. Israel just recently signed Abraham Accords, a peace agreement and free trade agreements with the UAE and Bahrain. The interests of these nations are obvious to every Israeli: mutual development and knowledge sharing. Which brings us to the next subject, technology. Israel, as the startup nation, is a leading global player in technology and entrepreneurship. This could not have been reached without the Israeli chutzpah. The courage to dare leads the Israelis to reach new heights with out-of-the-box thinking. Another important aspect is the business development option. The Israeli government limits sales on patents that it was involved at. A company based in Israel will enable Roche to buy innovative and amazing new Israeli patents. And last but not least, planning ahead. The Israeli government is working on a holistic solution for the Middle East to move merchandise faster than ever, the Railways for Peace, which will run from the Gulf nations through Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and starts in, you guessed it, Israel.
When investing in Israel, there will be challenges to face. First, the local market is not free of competition. Big companies like Teva, Bayer, and Pfizer are working in Israel. Second, in recent years, more and more anti-Zionist organizations are rising around the world, and more countries are changing their political view of Israel to the worse. Some of those countries and organizations apply international pressure and boycotts against Israel. In addition, the Israeli Ministry of Health Regulation demands different standards than that of the FDA or the EMA. Last, the national security situation in Israel and the surrounding countries is tense, and that could influence manufacturing, export, and import.
The solution to those challenges have been done before and are worth the effort in order to expand your company to Israel. Aggressive marketing and branding of company as you please in the minds of an audience who doesn't have any prejudice on you. Regarding the anti-Zionist movement in the world, there are also many pro-Israeli organizations in countries around the globe that oppose to the boycotts and the incitement against Israel. The Israeli Ministry of Health Regulation can be led by former senior civil service official hired by the company. Last, regarding the security situation, establishment of the development center in common areas of Israel like Gush Dan and the Sharon area, while mentioning communication with the authorities, will be enough to make sure you keep being productive at any time.